Oregon's effort to tell people about the risk of wildfires facing backlash.
So after publishing a wildfire risk map, the Oregon Department of Forestry is now taking that map down. Brandon Thompson takes a look at the debate going on with this and going beyond the headlines to find out what might change when this map goes up once again.
What people were concerned about when this map was first released is what does it mean for their homes? Will their home values go down? What regulations will they be held to? And will their insurance rates go up?
Sign all these bills.
When Governor Kate Brown signed Senate Bill 762 on June 30th, 2021, the clock started ticking on the Oregon Department of Forestry to create this wildfire risk map from the state. It was released in June of this year.
It was a very compressed process to do a lot of work in a short period of time.
The map looks at weather, topography, vegetation, and other environmental factors that contribute to fire and a home or property's ability to survive a fire. It put Oregon's 1.8 million tax lots into several categories. Homes in high or extreme risk would be subject to regulations around creating a defensible space and codes to make homes more fire resistant.
That if you have a fixed sum of money to invest in wildfire resiliency, it would make sense to know where the areas of greatest risk is.
But when the map was released, ODF reports thousands of comments from people concerned about it.
Whether or not the deadline was too fast, we didn't do the work in a way that made it effective when it got to people.
When it comes to insurance, insurers have told the state they do not plan to use the map in setting rates. The state has told insurers there could be civil penalties if they do. Besides, Marsh argues the map portrays what insurers already know.
They have their proprietary maps that we can't see, but we know are there.
ODF also says property owners said the map did not take into account land that was irrigated or homes that already mitigated or have fire-resistant materials. For homes that don't, Derek Gasparini with ODF says people were worried they'd have to pay for all that work. Senate Bill 762 also made over $200 million available for fire mitigation. Some of that money earmarked for homes in high and extreme risk fire areas. Gasparini expects around 80,000 lots with that risk. He says when they finish revisions on the map, they will release a draft first.
We don't want to undermine the purpose of the map, which is helping folks understand what type of hazards may be in their community and understanding how they can best plan, prepare, and mitigate this.
ODF does not have a timeline for when the revised map is released, but they hope it's by the end of the year. Reporting in Portland, Brandon Thompson, KOIN 6 News.